Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 22 video where today I'm going to be sharing with you my 4-4-1-1 tactics guide. This formation for me is a really good formation. Now, we do a lot of formation videos and I have a lot of favorite formations. Now, to be fair, I haven't been playing a lot of FIFA recently. Generally, I've only been playing to make video content. And you can see that I have changed up my team a little bit. I've obviously sold my team of the years because obviously we're getting towards team of the season now. Prices are going to start crashing. But I haven't been playing a whole lot of FIFA. But when I have been playing, I've been trying to just mainly focus on just having fun because I'm not playing a whole lot of FIFA until Team of the Season comes. And that's when we're really going to hit tactic videos and formation guides and tutorials and stuff really hard again when we're waiting for Team of the Season, when we get lots of, when it becomes kind of worthwhile playing the game again, obviously with all the Team of the Season content that is coming. But I've been trying out the 4-4-1-1. I love this formation. I think it's brilliant. It suits the way I play very well and suits the style. If you're someone that likes obviously quite solid formations but likes to dominate lots of possession, this is a really good formation to play in. And with that in mind, these are the tactics I have been playing with and having a lot of fun with. So these are the tactics that I have moved into with this 4-4-1-1 formation, and I've gone with pressure on heavy touch for the defensive style. Now, the reason why I've done this, you can potentially play on pressure, press after possession loss if you feel. I find heavy touch is better because it only presses in really specific scenarios, which is what I want. I don't want it to press every time I lose the ball. I only want it to press in certain scenarios because I'd rather, especially with the caliber of players that are still left playing the game until Team of the Season comes back, when the skill level will probably drop a little bit because a lot of casuals will come back. Right now, you've got a lot of hardcore players, generally the only people playing, and a lot of people that are playing are very good and have very good teams. So I don't want to leave too much space open. So I only want to press in certain scenarios. But to do that, you need to have quite high depth, which is why we've selected 65. It's generally quite a good depth that I like to play with all of my formations. Sometimes I like to go to 60, sometimes I go up to 70. I find 65 is a good number for all formations. Generally, you need a higher depth, especially if you're going to press. If you're not on a press, you can maybe afford to be a little bit lower. But you need the higher depth, obviously, for the press to work a little bit more effectively. And also, we've gone for fast build-up with the offensive build-up play. Now, the reason why I've gone fast build-up, this formation is very good at playing possession, but you don't want to play kind of like the slow build-up possession style because then it becomes quite lethargic. And because of the lack of attacking starting positions, obviously you have a striker and a centre forward, but you have a centre mid, a left mid, and a right mid, whose starting positions are naturally a bit more defensive. So because of that, I want to play a little bit faster, just to kind of get some life into this formation, so it really moves quickly. And it also is one of the things that gets those left and right mids actually involved and in attacking positions to actually affect the game. If you have it on slow build-up, your left and right mids really don't get involved. When they're on fast build-up, they really get involved. And mainly their job is to look for sort of cutbacks back or crosses to the back post and things like that, but at least gets them involved in the play. In terms of chance creation, I left it on balanced. I want my instructions really to dictate how this formation plays. I find especially when you use fast build-up, using things like direct passing make it too aggressive and it leaves too much space. When you go on balanced, your players don't make as many runs in behind unless it's the one set on the instructions, which is what we want in this case. But when you go with fast build-up, I find that really balanced is the only one you can go with. You can potentially go with possession. It just allows you obviously to control the game a little bit more, but it allows your opponents to kind of really sit in and sit defensive. So I think that if you're going to play fast build-up, it then doesn't make sense to play possession. So we're going for balanced. Let our instructions do the work. In terms of the width, we've gone for 70 because I still want my left and right mids to play as left and right mids. I still want them to provide some width in the formation. I don't want them to go super narrow, and this also makes the midfield super narrow, which makes it a little bit more compact, so it makes it a bit harder to break down, but it then makes the left and right midfielders really redundant in this formation. So I do need them to have a little bit of width, otherwise this formation becomes too narrow, and it becomes obviously, on a positive, more compact, difficult to break down. On a negative, a bit more predictable when you're attacking because everything's going to come through the middle. There's no unpredictability. You're not going out wide. In terms of players in the box, 6 is something that I keep standard. These 3 things I just keep standard. I don't think these matter too much. It's not a formation thing. This is more of a custom thing. Like, what do you prefer? How many players do you want to get into the box? Do you go short with corners? Do you cross corners? Generally, I always go short with corners. And I don't like a crazy amount of players in the box that leads to counterattacks. I don't like no one getting into the box because then there's no point in anyone getting forward. So 6 is a good number. It just allows enough players to get into the box. In terms of the instructions, we've got Fernando Torres up front. We've got him on stay central and get him behind. Of course, this stage of the year, people can have way better teams than me. I'm saving a lot of my coins. I've got about 11 million coins. I'm kind of just waiting for team of the season to start, obviously spamming packs, and we're going to be having like we're going to have an amazing team of the season because they're going to be so cheap. So I'm going to be waiting for that. But we've got stay central and getting behind for any strikers that you've got that have got like super high pace. Most people might have Eusebios and people like that. They'd be perfect for this formation. I don't recommend going them on stay forwards because we do say if we're going on a press, you want them on stay forward. But because it's only on press after heavy touch, you don't want them to be going too far up the field. You don't need them on stay forward for that because generally that you're only going to press in extreme scenarios, so you don't need them on stay forward. The same with Bellingham. You're going to have him on stay central. We're going to have him on mixed attack. We're not going to have him on getting behind because he's running from a deeper position. It's going to be quite easy for your opponent to pick that run up. He's running from deep. It's going to be quite obvious. So I don't want him running in behind, but I also don't want him on false nine. I want him to actually just mix it up. Sometimes he goes short, sometimes he's a target man. That's kind of what you want for this centre forward. I don't really want him to do anything too specific. His main job is going to be sort of to feed and for it to allow Torres to have someone to work off. It's not really going to be to score goals. It's just going to be an option to potentially do a bit of everything. In terms of your two midfielders, generally you need good box-to-box mids. Vieira and Guardiola at the start of when the games that I did play, I generally would sub them off for some more box-to-box midfielders. I do have that Caligiuri, that foot fantasy foot Caligiuri, and it's a brilliant player to bring on a midfield, a very good player to have in this role, sort of a real well-balanced midfielder. You need someone who can get forward and attack mainly. That's kind of more important. You don't need someone who's necessarily a great goal scorer, but you need players that are generally quite good at passing and dribbling and moving the ball forward. So they're on balanced attack, stay on edge of the box just in case of any counter-attacks. They're just in a better position to be able to deal with that. In terms of the wide players, Quaresma and Oyarzabal, now this is where it gets a little bit interesting. Get into the box for cross, really important. We want them to get forward. So if, for example, I'm going down the left with Oyarzabal, I want Quaresma to just be able to sneak in at that back post, either for the header or just for a little knockdown back to the penalty spot for somebody to tap it in or something like that. We want them on getting behind, of course. Want to stretch the pitch in behind. So obviously when we're using the fast build-up, I want them to making the runs in between the lines, be able to play the through balls through with your midfielders. So this is where it all links together. It's why you need players that can play those passes. And we've got them on free roam. And this is really important. I may do a video on this very, very soon because this is something I've discovered very, very recently. And this has a massive impact, especially in formations where you have left and right mids. Using them on cut inside, using them on stay wide, it's not as effective. Balance width has its merits, but free roam is really the thing that gets these guys involved in the play. It really makes them drift around, and actually when you pair it with getting behind, and especially I found when you pair it with the fast build-up, you really can get these left and right midfielders involved in assist opportunities. Not necessarily goal-scoring opportunities unless it's coming from the crosses, but generally you get them in very good positions to be able to make assists. And then of course, the whole back four wants to be on stay back while attacking. Really that front six does a lot of the attacking for you, so the defense really naturally wants to all be on stay back while attacking. Of course, your goalkeeper generally wants to be on, at the very least, sweeper keeper. So that is it for the 4-4-1-1 formation. I've really liked this formation. Like I said, I haven't played a whole bunch of FIFA recently. I'm kind of saving my FIFA energy for team of the season because that's going to be a real drive and that's going to be really, really fun. But when I have been playing FIFA, just kind of keep sharp. I've been trying obviously a lot of different formations and trying to find something that I really, really like, especially when the team of the season FUT champs, that's going to be a real sweat fest and going to really be about trying to get your most amount of wins when it comes to there and really trying to crack down for that. But I've been having a lot of fun with a lot of different formations, but this is definitely one of my favorite formations, and I'm definitely going to be taking this formation into FUT champs when it comes to team of the season. So I do recommend this one massively. If you do enjoy the content, make sure you do smash the like button and drop a subscribe as well if you do enjoy the content. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.